totally stay too long at your house and you've had a bad day and now you're eating Peeps for dinner? Yeah. Maybe you just told yourself you'd have one little bite of ice cream. Next thing you know, that whole ice cream carton is kind of like your therapist, and you're eating all of your feelings, eating the stress of the day. Next thing you know, you've eaten like the whole carton. Yeah, guilty. Maybe you just stopped using your measuring cups and a food scale and you're just shoveling food in your face. Are you having a hard time breaking up with your favorite food? Yeah, I've been there. Don't worry, it's okay. I have a few tips for you. Wow. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and this is the channel Fat and Fun, where I talk about my weight loss journey. I follow a relatively high healthy fat diet, very low in carbs. I also follow WeightWatchers Smart Points, and I don't eat wheat. So that's the program that I follow. Thank you for stopping by my channel, and let's get started on the 3 things that I have to share about how to get back on track and reset that motivation. So the step number 1 that I always do is to go to my binder. I have a binder where I keep everything all in one spot. You got to get yourself organized, at least I do. If I'm scrambling to look for a pen or a notebook, or I don't have my grocery list made, I don't have my meals planned out, I'm just not really setting myself up for a great start when I'm trying to get back on track. So this binder has all of my workouts, and then it has my shopping list that I make, and then on the back of the shopping list is my monthly meal plan that I have laminated. And then the rest of the binder is just recipes that I know that I love. So just making a plan, writing things down is really gonna help you get back on track. I think sometimes the reason that I get off track is because I get tired of the work that I have to put in order to stay on track and to make progress. So just making a plan, even a shopping list, so that when I go to the grocery store, I'm not just putting things in my cart and then coming home and not knowing what to do with them. I'm going with the intention to buy certain ingredients for certain meals. That leads me to step number 2, which is keeping it simple. If you have been eating out and going over your points, maybe you've just been, you know, just not weighing and measuring everything, you've just kind of gotten in a little bit of a slump. No matter what it is, I say that keeping it simple is the best way to at least get your wheels moving again. You can worry about making sure that all of your meals are, you know, with the cleanest ingredients, the most amount of vegetables, the fruits, you know, those daily healthy guidelines that WeightWatchers teaches us to get, or whatever program you're doing, but keep it simple. So have some things that are kind of more grab and go in the freezer, so that when you're in a hurry, you're not gonna just, you know, grab the bag of potato chips and wonder what happened when they're gone. So this is one of my favorite things. These are the chili lime chicken burgers from Trader Joe's. These are 3 Smart Points. They're very delicious, easy to cook. Thank you, Lori, over at Fit and Fabulous Mamas, for turning me on to those chili lime chicken burgers. I always grab a rotisserie chicken. You know, I know it's more expensive, but sometimes it's just worth it to add an extra 20 bucks to my grocery budget. Get a rotisserie chicken, get some pre-cut vegetables, get things that are already pre-made, so that I'm not using the work as an excuse to eat off plan or to go out to eat. So the rotisserie chicken can be made into tons and tons of meals. You can eat it plain. One of my favorite things to do is just keep it in the fridge, pull it out with the baked potato and some frozen steamed vegetables. Boom, dinner. Super quick, super tasty, and it works into my eating plan. Like I said, getting some things that are pre-cut. I know that I could cut up a head of iceberg lettuce myself, but this is so much easier for me to just grab to put on top of tacos, sandwiches, burgers, whatever I'm having that can add a little lettuce. That really helps. You know, I also love to grab a pre-made veggie tray and a bag of carrots and just throw it in the fridge. That way my celery is cut, my carrots are already there, I've already got the broccoli, the cauliflower, the tomatoes all in one spot, and then I'm way more likely to eat the vegetables than if the celery's tied up in a bag at the bottom of my produce drawer, and next thing I know, I find it and it's gone bad and it's limp, and then I don't want to eat it. So as you're working towards eating more on plan, Make it as easy on yourself as possible. If that means that you have some frozen dinners, some smart ones, some lean cuisines just to get started, do it. You know, I think that there's a stigma sometimes about processed, packaged foods because they're not always the healthiest. There are always like healthier things that we could eat, but honestly, I think that sometimes those things, because they're pre-portioned, the nutrition facts are right there on the label, it takes the guesswork out of your eating plan so that you know exactly how many calories, fat grams, carbohydrates, whatever you're tracking, you know how many of those ingredients are in that meal. Plus it takes like what, 5 minutes or less to make. Another option that I love is the Dole chopped salad kits. Those are, in my opinion, pretty healthy. You can cut back on the dressing if you're really looking to make it as healthy as possible, or even make your own, but they're these awesome kits that come with kale, red cabbage, lettuce, and they're super crunchy and delicious, and they come in a ton of flavors, and I love every single one of them. My two favorites are probably the blue cheese and bacon one and the sunflower crunch, and the chipotle cheddar and the barbecue ranch. They're just all so good. They're just one of my favorite things. So tip number 3 is one of my favorites. It's to find a replacement for those decadent treats that may have gotten you a little bit off track. I love pizza. I could never go through the rest of this life without having pizza, but I don't eat wheat and I don't really eat gluten-free substitutes except for on a rare occasion. So I have come up with a substitute for pizza that is, in my opinion, just as delicious and way more satisfying. It's an almond meal pizza crust recipe. In fact, I have a video about how I made it and I will link that down below. Boom, I've got my pizza craving fixed. My other recipe that I'm gonna share, and I will link it down below, is a chocolate mug cake. So a lot of the mug cakes, if you add up the points, they are like way high. It's just like a piece of cake that you make in the microwave. So this one I love because it's made with an egg white, a scoop of protein powder. I add a half a teaspoon of coconut oil to make it more moist and to add some more healthy fat. And then I will add a little bit of baking soda or baking powder and vanilla, whip it all up in the microwave for 1 minute, and then I have a delicious chocolate cake that I top with some pureed dates and maybe some fresh fruit, and that's like my dinner dessert. It's, you know, higher in carbs, which is just fine because they're the good kind of carbs, and it's just one serving, so I don't have like a whole cake to deal with. So that's one of my very favorite recipes, and I will link that recipe down below. And then you can find other substitutes on Pinterest, on YouTube, online. I mean, I have a recipe where I can take frozen bananas and cashews and kiwis and turn it into mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like even ice cream, you can come up with a substitute. So use the resources that you have, Pinterest, online, YouTube, find whatever you're craving and find a healthier version of that, because when you're used to eating that, it's gonna be a major change for your taste buds to go to eating those healthier options. I can guarantee you that a Snickers bar is way more stimulating to your brain, your taste buds. The whole experience is way more stimulating than having a cut up apple. But the apple will stick with you longer, it will keep you fuller, and it won't cause those rises and falls in blood sugar, and it won't cause so many cravings. But it is an adjustment, you know, and you just kind of, for me, I just have to accept that eating my fresh fruits, they're more delicious in a different way. They may not be as stimulating and as like of an experience as eating like a Reese's peanut butter cup egg, but I know that I'll feel better after I eat, you know, my fresh fruit for dessert. So I hope those tips worked for you. Here at the end, I'm going to show you the progress that I've made following Weight Watchers, and I'm also going to share with you my go-to recipe when it comes to getting back on track. For me, I keep it simple. I buy myself a pound of grass-fed beef. They're already cut into patties. I cook them all at once. I buy a frozen bag of organic vegetables that comes with peas, carrots, corn, and green beans. I steam those in the microwave for 3 minutes. Then I add a little bit of grass-fed butter, and then on the side I'll use one of those Dole chopped salad kits that I mentioned. And then I've got my salad, my vegetables and then my grass-fed beef so that it's delicious and comforting and super easy, and then I will eat that throughout the week. So that's probably my favorite go-to recipe. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment below with your favorite tips and tricks to getting back on track. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, and if you have a channel, let me know so that I can subscribe and support you through your weight loss journey. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day and that you feel super motivated and recharged after watching all of these videos. There's a ton of ladies that I will link down below who are also adding their videos to this, courtesy of the beautiful and wonderful Transforming Melody. She is just amazing and inspiring and has such a genuine heart. So please check out her channel and everybody else's channels linked below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.